How do you do, Buckaroos? I am off today. My wife and daughter are out doing their thing today, so I got a little alone time. So what I decided to do was I actually found on sale this big 17-pound brisket for less than 35 bucks. So I picked it up. I got it smoking on there. I par smoked some brats yesterday, so I'm also doing some. I par smoked them yesterday. Now I got them in some beer and some onions and peppers and whatnot. And I'm having this beer sent to me from Dale Roberts from Colorado. Another great one from Colorado he sent by Upslope Brewery. This is their Belgian style quad. Belgian monastic tradition meets American craft brewing innovation. Whatever the hell that means. It is 12.8%. Wow, it's a big one. 35 IBUs. I'm going to read just a touch from the can here. Inspired by traditional monastic brewing, we set out to create a hefty and intricate quadruple to celebrate the craftsmanship and art of Belgian brewing. Brewed with a select strain of Belgian yeast and traditional Belgian candy syrup, the beer matured over 6 months to mellow and soften its character with layered notes of flambéed bananas. All right, that's a pretty specific flavor. All right, flambéed, but not just a banana. Flambéed bananas Foster. Oh, I see. I should have kept reading flash. That is a very specific flavor. Flambéed bananas Foster, black currants, and hints of clove. This fine ale will further develop over time. The ingredients are snow melt malt, Belgian yeast, Belgian candy syrup, and premium hops. Well, there you go. How about that? I love about everything this brewery does. Wow, son of a biscuit. Yeah. Let's see, bananas Foster, black currant, and hints of clove. Well, I've been getting something here. It's probably the currant. I was interpreting it as kind of a dark plum, but it's probably the currant that they're describing. I'm familiar with black currant, so I was kind of going with a dark plum. But I'm sure they're right. I mean, like I said, a lot of it's interpretation. I think a lot of beer folks they don't necessarily get it wrong, but I think a lot of flavors and aromas are interpretation. Flavors and aromas, flavors, tastes that you're familiar with tend to come to you. So yeah, I'm getting something else there. I'm gonna drink a little bit, let it warm. I'll probably get a little more. Using my little White River Belgian. Wow, that's potent, man. Son of a bitch. Oh wow, I should have poured a smaller amount to start with. Yeah, it's hefty, it's complex, it is rather sweet. I won't go as far as to say it's syrupy, but it does feel rather thick on the palate. Oh my god. But that's what these beers are. They're big, they're hefty, they're supposed to be. I mean, at 12.8, I mean, this one goes to a whole other level. I mean, wow. Upslope does a lot of beers like that. Their Imperial Pumpkin is freaking gorgeous. Their Imperial IPA is. Whew. He'd also sent their Manhattan style rye ale, which knocked my socks off. It's one of my favorite beers, bar none, because I'm a fan of anything whiskey barrel aged. But that one was just so amazing. I love a Manhattan, and I love the barrel aged beer. So it was, man, it was a love affair made in heaven for me. That beer was just beyond gorgeous. Oh wow. Let's stop this video here, and I'm going to let this warm, see what else I'm going to get. I'm going to add to it here in a little bit. I'll be back. Well, how do you do? I'm back. Did you miss me? I missed me. Anyways, hey, so I got a little beer snack here. It is a hard-boiled egg. Let me show it to you. It came out perfect, sort of a hard-boiled egg, but it did come out perfect. Look at that. That's a beautiful thing right there. These are actually, it's a smaller egg, as you can see. We've got some young chickens. These are from our own backyard. Beer Whisperer Farm Fresh. No, but I tried a new trick. That's why I was showing them to you. I hadn't tried to boil them in the crock pot, as it were. And it's the first time I tried it, and they came out damn perfect. I looked up a few different recipes. They all say about 2 hours. I apologize for eating in front of you. But because these were smaller eggs, I did about 1 hour and 45 minutes, and they came out. I mean, that's perfect. I did some taters yesterday in the crock pot the same way. I actually just tossed them in there with nothing else, and they cooked fine. Because I'm going to make my family recipe potato salad, something that my dad passed down. It's a little bit different than everybody else's, but it's something we always loved, and it always goes over well when we take it places. I'm enjoying this great beer from Upslope that Dale Roberts sent. Belgian style quadruple ale. It's a monster, 12/8/35. They tell you to look for notes: flambéed bananas Foster, black currants, a hint of clove. Yeah, I don't know about all that. I don't know about the flambéed bananas. I don't know if I should taste some smoke or whatever. Some fire, some char, I don't know. I do feel some banana. I do feel some clove. That I will tell you. As far as black currants, yeah, that's probably in there. I'm not familiar with that flavor. I was equating it with my knowledge of foods to. I was tasting like a dark plum, you know, almost like an overripe plum. You know what I'm saying? But again, I think a lot of this is interpretation. A lot of beers, they tell you to look for specific flavors. Well, if you're not familiar with that flavor, what's that going to come off to you? So I think when a lot of people do beer reviews and beer tastings, you know, what they're giving you is their experiences. That's what I think a lot of people get corrected for being wrong, so to speak. And it's not, I don't think that they're necessarily wrong. I think that they just may not understand the flavor, you know, with their knowledge, what they've encountered during their lifetime. They're not, you know, black currants aren't part of my everyday. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, but it's tasty. Yeah, you certainly get some clove. I feel like I'm getting some other things too, but it could be just the way I'm interpreting, again, the flavors that they're describing. I guess I'm picking up an additional tartness, which is probably, you know, the black currant thing. Again, my taste buds are interpreting it differently because I'm not familiar with black currant as, you know, I mean, I've had them before, I guess, in things, but it's just not something I'm familiar with. So for me, like I said, I'm feeling the dark plum, and I'm getting some tartness at the end, which in my experience, feels a lot like a tart or sour cherry flavor. So am I wrong? Well, I could be, I suppose. But again, I think a lot of it's just interpretation from my experiences, from what I know. Those are the flavors that I am getting because those are the flavors I'm familiar with. I can't certainly describe something I'm not 100% familiar with. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of tropical fruit stuff. You know, you're supposed to get mango. You're supposed to get passion fruit. I've had those things. I kind of know what they taste like, but they're not something I eat on a daily basis. So when I taste those tropical fruit notes, I assume that's what I'm getting. Crap in a basket. I think there's a bee that likes this quad, and all of a sudden it starts swarming over here. And I am very allergic without an EpiPen and without my wife here to take me to the hospital. So I'm going to wrap this up and go inside. So, hey, I'm Tom the Beer Whisperer. Hey, I want to thank Dale Roberts for sending me this beer. Gosh, I need to get to that brewery. I thought about going last year, and the money got tight. Again, when this year the same thing happened. Other things came up. We had to do something else for our vacation this year. I don't know, maybe next year. It is a place I want to go. I have a sister in the Denver area. Some of its memories, you know, we lived in Colorado when Seamus was a baby. We used to go to the Colorado Springs area, Manitou Springs a lot. There's some memories. So it's been kind of hard to be able to go there. My wife and I are both trying to get us to the point where we can go and kind of remember it in a, you know, where it doesn't make us cry like babies. So, but anyway, thanks, Dale, for sending me this beer. It's awesome. I love me some Upslope. I'll talk to you later.